The City of Edmonton has been collecting artifacts since the late 1950s. The collection consists of over 96,000 artifacts, most of which have been donated by citizens. The collection can be found at places like Fort Edmonton Park, John Walter Museum, and various other city facilities. All of the artifacts in the collection are held in the public trust, which means we are accountable to be able to locate, provide access, and care for them at all times. Care and management of the collection follows museum standards outlined by the Alberta Museums Association and the City of Edmonton Collections Policy. All artifacts in the collection have been accessioned and catalogued. They are marked with an accession number, photographed, measured, described, and appraised. This information is entered into a collections management database.
Artifacts are human-made objects that have been assigned value. Artifacts are identified with an accession number, which is either written onto the artifact or attached with a tag. Here are some examples. The number is supposed to be hard to see, so you may have to look hard to find it. It is often hidden at the back of larger objects. Sometimes numbers fall off, so if you don't find a number, don't assume it isn't an artifact. Ask. The City of Edmonton Heritage Collection uses different classifications of artifacts. See the Collection Standards handout to help you navigate these.
A museum is a place or a building where objects of artistic, historical, scientific interest and significance are exhibited, researched, interpreted, all for visitors to have access to and to enjoy. Now, there are many different types of museums, from your traditional museum, such as the Royal Alberta Museum, where the artifacts are kept more or less behind glass. There's also living history museums like Fort Edmonton Park and John Walter Museum, and even mini museums like pop-ups. But no matter what, they all follow the same standard guidelines and practices. All the buildings and spaces at Fort Edmonton Park and John Walter Museum are exhibits that have been researched, planned, installed, curated, and continue to be assessed and updated as needed. All museum exhibits have unique characteristics in telling stories. So to help you understand and work in their environment, the curators have different training materials available, such as exhibit guides, manuals, and web resources.
Exhibits are designed with the visitor experience in mind. Following exhibit standards ensures that every visitor gets the same quality experience. To ensure this same quality experience, keep some of the following factors in mind, such as leaving artifacts where they are set. Do not move them around the building. Artifacts are set up intentionally by following conservation, historical accuracy, risk management, and aesthetic considerations. Leave artifacts in the building that they are found in. Do not move them from one building, room, or kit to another. They each have their own artifact inventory, and some have thousands of artifacts in them. It's also important to leave your personal objects at home. They should not be brought for display purposes because they would be at a high risk for theft or damage.
Unfortunately, theft and vandalism of artifacts happens. The presence of staff and volunteers are the main means of security at our sites. Ropes and chains tell visitors where they are and are not allowed in buildings. Many artifacts are wired down. Please just leave those in place. If you suspect an artifact is missing, please report right away to curators so that we can confirm and then report to EPS.
Being mindful about handling artifacts and following standard procedures conveys a positive message about our stewardship responsibility to the collection. Here are some pointers. Be careful and do not rush. Use both hands to support the artifact. Lift artifact furniture with both hands. Never push or drag. Leave artifacts indoors. Do not move outdoors. Keep liquid and hot items away from wood surfaces. Visitors must not handle artifacts, but remember that exceptions may be made for visitors with disabilities to enhance accessibility and their experience. Do not use display artifact, oil lamps, and candle holders. If you come across a broken or damaged artifact, collect all pieces. Do not throw anything out and contact the curators. When in doubt, follow the resources and guidelines provided, like exhibit guides and discovery kit guidelines. Cleaning the buildings is a responsibility that is shared by staff and volunteers. Custodial staff sweep and wash the floors of buildings, empty external garbage cans, as well as other general site care. Staff and volunteers who work within exhibits are responsible for dusting artifacts and exhibit surfaces and ensuring no open food or garbage of any kind is left in buildings. Dust is a catalyst for the deterioration of artifacts. It gives the public a poor opinion of the site and can cause health problems for those working within the dusty environment. Dust kits are available. To dust, spray a light amount of water onto a cloth and wipe down surfaces. The cloth should be just damp enough to pick up the dust so you are not just moving it around, but not so wet that you are washing the artifacts. Mice, insects, and other vermin are present in the exhibit environments. Keep food in sealed containers, return foodstuffs to designated supply areas, and remove all garbage and recyclables at the end of your shift.
Tell visitors who want to donate items to contact 311. If you have questions about an artifact, exhibit, or anything related to the care and handling of artifacts, contact the curators. We can be reached at cms.artifacts@edmonton.ca or telephone 780-496-1490.